This is a real wake-up call. A good longtime friend of mine had to draw his weapon and shoot on an intruder who entered his house where his family was. Please watch this news clip, but keep in mind, as he has told us, he was well trained for this situation, although he never thought it would happen at his residence. He thought it might happen in the city. He lives out of the city, in the country, on a homestead. This could happen to you, in your home. Are you willing to protect your family, your wife, and your children? If you're willing, have you taken the necessary steps to get the proper training and weapon that you need and that your spouse needs to do that? This can happen in a parking lot. It can happen at your home. It can happen when you're at the park. It's happening too often, and we need to be prepared. This is what prepping is about. Ross said this happened exactly how he had been trained, although he never thought it would happen personally. He is so grateful, now that we know who this person is and what his probable intentions were, that he took the time and the training to be prepared. I hope we take this real life lesson to heart, and we do what we need to do to protect our families. Ross did exactly what he was trained to do. He protected his family and stopped a possibly awful situation. Please have this important discussion with your family and decide what you need to do to keep your family safe. It will always happen when you least expect it. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if you are prepared, you can save the life of your family. Please watch the video.
Now know the name of the man shot at a home last night. The wife of the man who shot him says that he ignored repeated warnings to stop after mysteriously showing up in the family's driveway in Gig Harbor. Cairo 7's Kevin McCarty first broke this story on Twitter. He joins us now live from Tacoma, where that suspect is still being treated. And Kevin, do we know his condition?
Angelo, a spokesman here at St. Joseph's Medical Center, says his condition is not going to be released. However, a source tells me he did not suffer life-threatening injuries when he was shot. I tracked down these documents that show this is a Port Orchard man with a considerable criminal history. Investigators say he showed up at that house in Gig Harbor around this time yesterday, asking a lot of strange questions, and he simply refused to leave. It's still not clear why Brandon Byrd walked into a Gig Harbor home yesterday afternoon, even though the home's owner warned him to stop. A law enforcement source confirmed to Cairo 7 that it was the 37-year-old Byrd who was shot after he walked into the home on Ray Nash Road. Catherine Farr, the wife of Ross Farr, who shot Byrd, says the family has no idea who Byrd is or why he was at their house. In a telephone interview, Farr said Byrd told her husband he was looking for another nearby address, then asked who was in the house. Farr says Byrd kept looking at the house as if he was sizing something up or casing the residence. She says Byrd suddenly beelined toward the house, with Ross Farr repeatedly shouting, "Do not go into my house." When Byrd ignored him and walked inside, Farr fired, hitting him in the back. Cairo 7 has found that Brandon Byrd has a fairly extensive criminal background, including domestic violence assault, violation of a protection order, malicious mischief, and theft, all in the Bremerton and Kitsap County area. Late this afternoon, I spoke with Pierce County Prosecuting Attorney Mark Lindquist. He tells me, based on the evidence he has right now, Ross Farr will not face any criminal charges, that he was acting in the defense of his family, but he adds that his prosecuting attorneys have not yet had a chance to examine the evidence being gathered by investigators tonight. Live in Tacoma, Kevin McCarty, Cairo 7 Eyewitness News.